I am the managing partner of Batten, Montague, York. Welcome to DC. I'm glad we have everyone here today. Before we begin, I want to take a moment of silence to remember those lives that have been lost right now in Ukraine. The lives have been lost in Tigray, in Somalia, in Somali. I mean, people are dying everywhere. And so just a moment of silence to show our respect. Thank you. So I'm going to pause here and I'm just give you a small insight today what we're doing here today. There is a major crisis, in my point of view, going on in the Ogaden region in Ethiopia. People are dying due to some unknown disease, which many in the region link to the Chinese. The Chinese are drilling for gas and oil in the Ogaden region, and there is belief that toxin from the drilling activities is getting into the water supply, and people are dying. We can see the posters on the wall from The Guardian, from different news organizations back in 2020. Unfortunately, this news died away when COVID-19 happened, but people are still dying right now. There's also a second issue. The Chinese are building a pipeline where they are transporting the gas from Ogaden to Djibouti. Now, we do understand the Chinese have a military base in Djibouti. And so this is not just a human issue, there's also a national security element to this issue here. And so today we're going to have members from the Ogaden Committee from the US and from the ONLF here to give just brief statements of what's going on there. And then we're going to have a panel discussion where our esteemed speakers will discuss and ask questions to try to get a deeper understanding of what's going on in that region and how the US can help. So I'm going to pause here. Thank you all for coming. And let's begin. And so I'm going to pass it off to Gregory, and he can kick it off from here.
Thank you, Karl. In 2013, Poly GCL Petroleum Group, a partnership between China Poly and the closely held Hong Kong-based Golden Concord Group Limited, signed a production sharing agreement with Ethiopia to explore for oil and gas in the country's Ogaden region. The Chinese company has been involved in the exploration and development project in the Ogaden region, in the basin, since the end of 2013 and has confirmed new hydrocarbon deposits, which means that Ethiopia could have more oil and gas than previously thought. Poly GCL has identified other reserves in the Caleb deposit alone that were initially thought to be 133 billion cubic meters. However, the quantity could exceed 200 billion cubic meters of gas reserves. Even crude oil could be surprisingly plentiful. Earnings from estimated natural gas reserves from the Ogaden Basin alone may be as much as $7 billion a year once it can produce at full capacity, according to the Ethiopian government. The plans are for a natural gas pipeline from the Ogaden to a port complex on the Red Sea in neighboring Djibouti. Unfortunately, this economic boon appears to come at the cost of lives and the health of Ethiopians experiencing a wave of mysterious illnesses in the area around the exploration site and many deaths. The Guardian newspaper in 2020 investigated reports of a deadly sickness spreading through villages near the Chinese natural gas project, according to local officials and officials who spoke to the newspaper. According to Hussein Sheikh Sirad, the chairman of the Dubawan district in Ogaden, it is estimated that there have been at least 2,000 deaths since 2014. The Guardian found 2 Poly GCL employees who offered information on the dangers to populations in the area from this project. Speaking on condition of anonymity, one engineer who worked for the company in Caleb for 3 years said that there were regular spillages of deadly drilling fluids, including sulfuric acid. Exposure to such chemicals can lead to liver failure and stomach cancer. Neither the government of Ethiopia nor PolyGCL have investigated this phenomenon and continue to either issue denials of any connection of the increasingly widespread illnesses surrounding the gas field or refuse to comment at all.